Welcome back to None of Your Beeswax Apiary. Today we're going to continue part 2 of our swarm rescue for this hive. Remember yesterday we left off, we had all the loose comb banded and up here in the top box and frames. We got down into the bottom box and we found out that some of the frames were starting to come apart, so we need to fix that. So what the plan is today, we're going to remove these top two boxes, get down in here, and since the tops of some and bottoms of others are falling apart on those frames, we got our staple gun with a portable air tank, so we're going to go ahead and staple them in place to kind of reattach those frames and then pull those frames out and put them in a different box. Probably going to make a lot of bees mad today with that staple gun, but that's the best way we can do it. So we're going to get suited up and get in here and get it taken care of. So we'll go ahead and pull these two top boxes off. Hopefully get rid of some of the bee population in the hive there. We'll go ahead and put the inner cover back on top of them. Keep them over there. And here we go with the rest of the hive. Smoke them down. Now, right here you can see some of these frames are starting to separate from the side bars, the top bars, so when you go to pull them out, you just basically pull the top bar off and the frame doesn't come with it. So I'm going to get my staple gun. We're going to drive staples and all these down both sides there, and we'll flip the box up and do the back side. Smoke all these bees back down out of our way here. I'm sure they're going to come back up relatively quickly as soon as I start here, but get in here. That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Kind of a little separated, a little worse. We'll double hit that one. Okay, so now what we got to do is, because the bottoms are the same way, I'm going to have to lift this box up, go on the underside, and tack those bottom bars to the side rails too. So this one may draw a little bit more attention. So we're going to take our box, stand it up here on the end, make sure it's got a good solid surface to sit on there. We're going to go on the back side here and smoke the bees back the other way into the box. We're going to hit all these bottom rails. There's one or two that are poking out here that I got to try to get back up in there. Hopefully that'll work. If not, we may have to deal with that once we get the frame out. So we'll see what we can do here. One that's being stubborn, that's the one that's popped out on the bottom here, so bear with me. We may just have to drive that temporarily up in there as best as we can. And hope it holds enough that we can get it out. So that might be good enough to get out. We'll see. Now we got to do the same thing to the bottom, but to make that easier, I'm going to reverse how I've got this box flipped right there. Try to do that. Speeds off. That'll be a good shot for the camera there. Make sure that doesn't fall on us. So yeah, you see how that bottom bar there is coming apart. We had one over here that did the same thing, so we're trying to put that back together as best we can. But I'm just going to go up in here and get all these one time. I'm trying to hold the back side of the frame too without crushing bees so I don't pop it out. So this one right here is going to be a problem. A lot of times when that bar separates, that foundation pulls out. And I don't even have anything to nail there too, so we'll deal with that one when we pull it out. That foundation pulls out of that bottom bar and it twists and you can't get it back in the groove of the bottom bar where it belongs. So we'll just have to be careful pulling that one out. If I can get this box back down upright. That should calm down a little bit in the front now and go back into the hive. Then we'll get set up. We'll start pulling these frames out. We're going to go and set up a box over here. We'll transfer frames into the new box as we go, look for the queen, do an inspection, see what the brood looks like or see what they've got in there, and we'll go from there. Okay, now that we got our frames secure, we're going to smoke the bees back down. We're going to start trying to pull frames and slowly move them over here to this other box so we can get everything set up in the new hive. Plus it gives us a chance to look and see what they've managed to store, put away, what brood they may have, and what the condition of everything is here. Carefully pull it out because we don't know where the queen may be. We're going to look for her as we go. See if we see signs of a queen. A lot of drones in this hive, which is a little concerning. Now that we get that first frame out, the rest of them should be fairly easy till we come to those one or two where the bottom bar isn't secured. Then we'll have to see how that goes. That's a frame of nectar, bee bread. It looks like some cat brood. See as we get in a little bit further here. Also want to make sure I inspect those bottom bars to make sure that they're good. Any bottom bars we see need fixed, we can better fix right now while we got the chance. This one is going to be a problem. believe that one is one of our bottom bars that wasn't attached right. So, get the one next to it out of it. This way it's easier. Let's see what we got here. They really don't like when you do this. There we go. What happened was where I tried to staple that bottom bar, I kind of missed. Not being able to see, so I kind of stapled the bottom bar of this one to the one next to it. I'll show you when I get that out. See that bottom bar there, how I missed when I tried to staple it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to shake the bees off of this. We're going to go get a hammer. We're going to pound that back together now while we got the opportunity. So you can see we got that fixed now. I went and pounded those staples in. It's sticking out the side a little bit there, but it'll be okay. Got that secured to the bottom rail there. If you're wondering what staples I'm using, they're 18 gauge, 1.5" staples. It's the same things I use to put together our boxes too when I staple our boxes. This one is kind of wonky. Let's see what I mean here in a second. Those two frames weren't spaced together close enough. And there's queen cage. So queen cage, when the queen was introduced, she was put in the cage, left in here at some point, and the cage was left in the hive. So that's what the strap we seen hanging down yesterday was an old queen cage. So we'll set that aside. That frame right there is going to need some more wax on the one side. Let's see what we got over here. So the frames weren't close enough together, so the bee started building some wonky comb here. So I don't like that. I don't like leaving it in there if I don't have to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scrape this off. We'll pick that up in a second here, and we're going to use that to melt down for some more wax. But once I get a chance here, our wax is heating up in the house right now. I'm going to go in, I'm going to re-wax this frame, that way they draw it out better. This side does have some old brood on it, some nectar and stuff like that, so we're going to leave that side. We're just going to set this frame aside for right now. We'll set it over here in a box. Let's go into the next frame here. I know we got some wonky comb we'll have to deal with, but hopefully the bees will put this back together for us. We'll see. Got it. Looks like they're stuck together again here. There we go. Another Eric staple. Still not seeing any fresh brood. It's all still cat brood. I'm not sure that they've got a queen. We've got a little weird situation going on here we're going to have to deal with. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get another blank frame and some more rubber bands. It looks like we've got a double layer of comb on this frame right here that we're going to have to peel back and band them together. So, okay, before we go any further with this, I'm going to move that off and get our new bottom board on, get this box moved over onto the new bottom board. That way any bees that are returning to the hive come back into this box and give ourselves a little bit of room to work over here. So, let's get our hive tool, box, just sit it right across the top of this one temporarily. Take our bottom board, look and see if we see a queen by chance. And it's possible there's a virgin queen in here that's not laying yet, so we'll continue on with our inspection here, see what we see, and go from there. Come up with a couple different options if we need them. I'm not sure how much of that was caught because my memory card was full. So what I did is I did basically what happened yesterday. I cut the extra comb that was kind of wonky off, banded it into a frame like so, and put it back in the hive. So we're going to go ahead and continue with the rest here. We've got 4 more frames to pull out. Look real close right here. If the camera picks it up, there's the emerging bee. She's being born right there. So that is still good brood on that frame. So we've got some good cat brood. Still looking for signs of a queen. Some larvae, some eggs, or something. Lots of nectar, lots of bees, no brood, other than cat brood. And we're stuck on the bottom here again. This time I'll probably staple the frame to the box. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is our frame that we couldn't get put back together. Let me check real fast to see what we got on here. Whoop, look at a mess. And that's what happened. That's why I said you got to be careful. I'm not careful enough. Hopefully the queen wasn't on there. But that is what happens when your frame isn't together. So we'll get that cleaned up, put back in there. Still no signs of a queen. you can just lay this here right here. Pop this back out. Put it back in. Get it back in the grooves. Clean out our grooves first. That's probably why it wouldn't go in. You see they've got that groove all coated with beeswax there. Which sometimes is easier said than done when it's full of honey. There you go. We can get that stapled. Got that stapled back together. It's still not the best frame, but it's got quite a bit of honey on it, so I'm going to give it back to him for now. That may get switched out later. Okay, we got one more frame here. Looks like got a mess here. Like that. We'll add that to our comb bucket. We'll get this last frame out of here and see what we're doing here. Like more nectar and honey, and that's about it. Okay, so we're going to put that frame in here at the end. Going to move some things around here. Okay, because I didn't see any signs of a laying queen in there, didn't see any eggs, any larvae, any uncapped brood, just capped brood, which means it's older brood. I'm going to go get a frame of eggs from another of our hives, our resource hives, get another frame of eggs and or brood and put that in there. And we'll kind of do what we did with our swarm before and see if they start raising queen cells from it. We know there's no queen in there, but that could mean we still have a virgin queen. So I want to really put the uncapped brood in there to suppress any potential laying workers from happening until we get it sorted out and figured out. If we determine there is no queen in there and she's not coming back, then we've got other queens that we will requeen this hive with. This is still a very strong hive. You see there's lots of bees there, so getting them a good queen that will get things in order and get them going again, this hive will do very well. Get the rest of these bees in here. So we're going to put the lid temporarily back on it. We're going to go back to one of our resource hives and get some frame of eggs. Okay, so we went back to one of our resource hives and we grabbed a frame with open brood and some eggs on the bottom there. So we're going to go ahead and slip this into the hive. And we'll come back in about 4 or 5 days. There will probably be queen cells drawn out on this. And we will probably repeat the process one more time, just in case there is a virgin queen walking around in here somewhere and she's just not laying yet. If we do it a second time with some eggs and they draw out swarm cells, then I'll be pretty sure that there was no queen in here. She didn't make it back. And we'll go ahead and we'll drop in one of our queens that we've got in reserve there. So one other thing I want to do with this hive that's pretty important is, since we don't know the history on it, I want to do a mite treatment on it. Can't really do that today because most of the bees, or a lot of the bees, are outside the hive. But what I want to do is a round or two, probably 2 rounds at least, of oxalic acid vapor. So we'll give them a day or two to settle down, get the oxalic acid vaporizer out here and hit them with that to knock down any mites, along with the other swarms that we got too. Same thing, just to clean them up. We don't want to bring any mite bombs into our apiary and have any issues. So, but Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll do a follow-up on this hive a little bit later in the year, and leave any comments down below. Thank you.